Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Bull City Hangout 4-5. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, that's Durham's online community paper, which you can check out at durhamskywriter.com. Now, with Bull City Hangout, basically I tell you what's happening today in Durham, and I invite you to click on that link on the Durham Skywriter Facebook page if you'd like to join me on camera right after I do the weather, and then you can say hello, shoot the breeze, or promote yourself and/or your business. It would be super great. And it would also be super great if you could share this out. That way more people here in Durham can find out what is happening. So let's start out with the word page. That is the government and nonprofit information page, where there are some really good programs and services being offered by local nonprofits and the city, the county, the state. So just go up and down the page, see where you can get some tax prep, learn about some city programs that you can sign up for, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, let's see. The Durham County Libraries are open until 6 tonight. Then they reopen tomorrow at 9:30. And as you know, Ragtown Library is not open on the weekend. Okay, let's go to the health page. And I do invite you, like I said, go up and down the page. Just to let you know, I list all of the classes that are local from the American Red Cross. Some are free. Most are, you're paying to learn how to save lives. Let's see, there's adult CPR, AED, adult and pediatric first aid. These classes are around between $30 and $100, pretty much, and maybe a little bit more, depending on the class. And then there are online only classes, for example, adult, child, and baby first aid, CPR, AED, and that's a little bit less than $40. And there's a couple of free classes like water safety for parents and caregivers, and they also have the same in Spanish, seguridad en el agua para padres y, here's a big word, cuidadores. I guess that's caretakers or caregivers. So that's going to be free online. There's also classes, first aid for opioid overdoses, first aid for severe trauma, severe bleeding, and they're really, really inexpensive. And tattoo artists, they have a class for you, bloodborne pathogens training for tattoo artists. You definitely want to learn about that if you're doing tattoos. Alrighty, and now let's go to the health page called To Your Health. Got your COVID numbers if you're interested in that. And it looks like there's some blood drives I need to let you know about. So the American Red Cross, let's see where they are today. Today, the American Red Cross, they just started at the Duke University Red Cross Club. That address, 402 Chapel Drive, and they just started, and they'll be there until 5. Let's see. Oh, tomorrow they will be at the River Church, and you might remember that they used to be on Miami Boulevard. They've moved north, so they are now at 4425 Ben Franklin Boulevard. So that's going to be tomorrow, from 9 until 2. And it looks like the Blood Connection are also collecting blood, save lives. Let's see. So today they're at Hendrick South Point. They opened up shop at 10:30, and they'll be there until 2 this afternoon. And then tomorrow, Blood Connection will be at Belk over there at Streets at South Point, 6910 Fayetteville Road, from 11 until 2:30. And then later, they will be at the Glass Jug, 5420 Highway 55. That's going to be tomorrow from 4:30 until 7:30. And then on Sunday, they'll be at Sprouts on Highway 54 and High Wire and Golden Belt in the evening. That's Sunday evening. Okay, let's go to the Let's Go page. There are other pages. I do invite you to check out the other pages. But right now, we're going to go to the calendar of events page, the last page that we will be visiting. Let me scroll down to 5. Let's see. Speaking of the Glass Jug, I did mention them. So this one is the one downtown. Apparently, there's 2 in Durham. So the Glass Jug, this one, 545 Foster Street, they're hosting a Friday co-working and networking social. So this is for freelancers, entrepreneurs, remote workers, in other words, people who are working by themselves in isolation. Some people are getting a little lonely, no people around. So on certain Fridays, the Glass Jug, they make their space available so you can go from noon until 4 and do your work, bring your laptop, do the, usual work that you ordinarily do. And you'll be doing it around people at the Glass Jug. And then from 4 until 5, you can enjoy a beverage and meet the other remote workers and people who are there who are in the same circumstance as you. You can meet them, talk with them, make friends, which is the whole idea behind this, because it's difficult sometimes to work in total isolation. You don't want to do that. And that, again, it just started, and it'll be until 5 today. New Visions, they'll be giving away free meals for people who are in need from 3 until 6. 1306 Fayetteville Street, right next door to W.D. Hill. If you're taking the bus, take the 5 or the 5K bus. And again, that's from 3 until 6. Stephen Munoz, he will be leading Lojo, Log Off, Jam On. Mr. Munoz is a singer, guitarist. If you want to join him on stage, you can do so. Otherwise, you can just sit and enjoy the music. It's totally free. I know it's a little cool out. Just wear a little jacket. It's an outdoor event. They do have heaters above, and they'll turn them on if it's necessary. But you can enjoy the music. If you want to join them on stage, go ahead. Sign up and hop on stage. It's a totally free event. And you will be surrounded by eateries. So if you get hungry, you can always buy a little din there. And that, again, is going to be from 5:30 until 8:30. Okay, if you'd like to take in some jazz, the Brandon Mitchell 4-piece, I like that instead of just quartet. The Brandon Mitchell 4-piece with Mitchell on vibes, Chris Mills on bass, Chuck Pinkney on drums, and Brandon Shermer on piano. They'll be appearing in concert at the Sharp 9, and that is on Industry Lane. It's right in the area of Fayetteville and Martin Luther King Parkway. Tickets are $30, $20 for students. I've got the link so you can click for more information and to get your ticket. Now, if you like comedy, it's Open Mic Comedy Night. This is at the Dirty Bull Brewing Company on Broadway Street, which is downtown. So it's tonight from 8 until 11, where hosts Ebony and Amir invite all local comedians to come share their funny ideas and thoughts. Free admission. If you have any questions, I've got the email address so you can write to them and hopefully hear back by showtime. And that, again, is tonight, 8 until 11. Now, tomorrow, let me just kind of run through what's happening tomorrow and get comfortable here. Okay, the April Cars and Coffee, that's tomorrow from 8 until 11 at Road Scholars, love that name, on Page Road. And basically, they pop the hoods of these cool cars, and you can ooh and ah at the engines and look at the cars and the tires and the motors and all that sort of thing. So that should be fun for people who love cars. And that, again, is from 8 until 11, Road Scholars on Page Road. The Durham Farmers Market is open from 8 until noon tomorrow in Durham Central Park. And you can buy, your typical greens and your produce, and they've got the pastries and the eggs and the free-range meats. Come to think of it, I said 8 until noon. I should have checked that, because usually it's mid-April. Oh, that's for the Wednesday market. Right. It is 8 until noon. Yes, 8 until noon tomorrow. So they just started, with it being April, their spring and summer hours. I remember checking now. Okay, and also learn how you can use your EBT and SNAP benefits and get much more food than you would have otherwise if you were just paying with cash. So they have these little coins that you can get. So definitely check it out. Now, I think the way it works at the Durham Farmers Market, they swipe your card and they match whatever you spend. So I think if you spend $10, you can get $20 worth of food. I don't think you can beat that. So anyway, double your money and check that out. That's the Durham Farmers Market tomorrow, 8 until noon in Durham Central Park. Oh, you can park for free. They've got parking above the park. You go on Morris Avenue, or Morris Street rather, and then you park in the Michigan Incorporated parking lot. And then there's a parking lot just south of Durham Farmers Market. You can't miss it. It's a big parking lot. So just go ahead and park on Foster Street in the parking lot. Okay, the South Durham Farmers Market is in a parking lot, so you don't have to worry about parking. It's at the Greenwood Commons Shopping Center. Their spring and summer hours are 8 until noon. So that's tomorrow, Greenwood Commons Shopping Center on Highway 55. And they also have SNAP and EBT benefits as well. You can also double your money there. So don't forget your credentials. Okay, now tomorrow from 9 until 11, Naturally Wild, they are presenting birding for QT BIPOC in Sarah P. Duke Gardens. So that's tomorrow from 9 until 11. So people who are identifying as queer, transgender, Black, Indigenous, people of color, they're especially, it's not like nobody else can come, but they're especially invited because they want to make sure that those in the underserved communities get to learn about birding. It's a really fun hobby. If you happen to have binoculars, bring your binoculars. If you don't, they have 13 sanitized binoculars that they can lend out. So you can learn how to identify the different birds by their feathers, their calls, etc. So that should be a really sweet event. So free admission. They do want you to register. They need to know how many people are going to show up. And this is going to be, again, Sarah P. Duke Gardens, 420 Anderson Street. Now, it's a free event, but just know that you do have to pay for parking. They have a couple of free spaces next to the National Museum, and then you can walk for a block or so. Otherwise, park in their lot. It's $2 an hour, and I think you can use the app. I believe. Everybody's going to meet at the Gothic Gate entrance. All right. Okay. Let's see. More cars. If you like the fancy cars, they're going to have first Saturday at Porsche South Point, Kennington Drive, right over there by the streets, South Point. So that will be tomorrow from 9 until noon. Same thing. Look at the cars, and they'll pop the hoods. You can ooh and ah at the machinery and the valves and all that stuff that they love when it comes to cool cars. And I think they're going to have a little buffet breakfast as well. So that's from 9 until noon tomorrow. Now, if you have tiny kids and it's time for school, pre-K, listen up. The Durham Partnership for Children, they are hosting the Early Head Start Spring Fling. That is tomorrow, starting at 10 o'clock. I don't know how long it lasts. It just says 10 o'clock. This time it's going to be at Solite Park, and that's way south on Fayetteville Road, 4704 Fayetteville Road, just south of, I would say, Riddle Road and Cornwallis. But anyway, 4704 Fayetteville Road. Some people have started the application process and got stuck, so you can get some help in English and in Spanish, getting help filling out the application for the upcoming school year for pre-K. They're also going to have fun for the kiddies. They're going to have face painting. They're going to have the bouncy houses and fun all-age activities. It's a totally free event, and definitely go there if it's time to start your little one with pre-K. Okay, let's see. Family Story Time is going to be at the Southwest Regional Library on Shannon Road from 10:30 until around 11 or so. You don't have to register. Just bring your little one. Now, I know the show starts, tomorrow's show, that is, Bull City Hangout, starts at 10. But let me just tell you of a couple of events that happen after 10 so that you can put it on your calendar. So the next TACA, and that is the Autism Community in Action. So their next gathering for parents of kids with autism, that's going to be held at the Red Robin restaurant. Technically, it's a free event, but of course you pay for your own food. So this is where the parents get together and share information about autism. So the Red Robin is on New Hope Commons Drive, and that starts at 11. Pure Soul, the vegan restaurant on Highway 15501, they're going to be hosting Small Business Saturday featuring Sweetly Rooted by 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟. That is a vegan bakery, and that starts at 11. Children's Story Time, that's at noon. Barnes and Noble, a New Hope Commons Drive. Boxyard RTP will be featuring DJ Wicked, love that name, starting at 11:30. Great music. Let's see. Oh, If you live on the north side of town and you always wondered, where's our farmers market? Well, there's going to be a new one, making a grand opening tomorrow, the North Durham Farmers Market. How about that? At 1016 Old Oxford Road. It's going to be tomorrow from noon until 4. That's interesting because most farmers markets are in the morning. This one is from noon until 4. And the Triangle Wealthy, oh, speaking of the Triangle Wealthy Group, well, this is bring on Latrice. Okay, I won't. Let me put my my iPad down and bring on Latrice. Oh, first let me tell you about the weather, and she can tell us about the Triangle Wealthy Group and the very special event that's going to be held tomorrow. Let's do the weather. Perfect timing, Latrice. Okay, so it's 56 degrees right now. It's mostly sunny. It's going to be sunny for a couple of hours, and it's going to play peekaboo with the clouds. And it's going to be totally cloudy mid-afternoon. But for the most part, there's going to be a high of 60 degrees. That's not bad. Now, tomorrow, there's going to be another high of 60 degrees, but it will be sunny all day. And then Sunday is going to be 64. That's more like it, and sunny. So let's bring on Latrice. Let me grab my iPad back so I can follow her information with my information, make sure that I have everything correct. Okay, let's bring her on. Latrice, what's new? Latrice is in the car.
I am on the road again. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How about you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Excellent. I was just about to read, tell the folks about TWG presents Setting Up Your Business for Success, which is going to be tomorrow starting at 2. So tell us,
Exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
it's a free
So
event.
that's what I was coming to. Just yes, it's a free event.
Mhm.
It's again tomorrow at 2. It's going to be at the Self Help Credit Union Community Building, which you may have the address. I want to say it's 302 West
It
Main
is.
Street. Don't
Yep.
okay, good.
Yeah,
I'm remembering
302
these
West Main
things.
Street. Mhm.
At 2 o'clock, and we'll have our tax professional as well as a representative from Self Help Credit Union to get you set up. Whether you're starting your business, whether it's existing and you need to get some things straight, or you're ready to scale, or make sure you're minimizing your liability, however you need to do your business.
Mhm.
Come out tomorrow. We'll have some light refreshments and great information tomorrow at 2. And that
Wonderful.
registration is twgpresents.com.
Right. And I've got the link right there on the Let's Go page.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you
good.
so much. And then I also wanted to talk about, of course, I shared about Realtus Week, but the main highlight that I want to share for everybody is next Saturday, the 13th, our
Mhm.
Building Black Wealth Tour. Tribor Durham will actually be one of the 101 cities that will be
Mhm.
hosting the same community event across the country.
Mhm.
And we want as many people in the community to come out. We will have sessions including what to do with Big Mama's house. So if you inherited some property and you're just not sure what to do with it, come
Mhm.
and talk about it. Or if you want to get your family set up so that you're not in a position where you don't know what to do with Big Mama's house before Big
Mhm.
Mama's gone, or
Right.
Big Mama's not healthy enough or mentally well enough to speak for herself, come out and spend some time with us in that session. We have Black men buy houses, buy homes,
Mhm. Mhm.
because we want our community, our men to have homes and grow and build wealth that way.
Oh,
We
wait
have
a
the
minute.
ABC.
What if Big Mama wants to do a reverse mortgage? Are you going to have information about that?
Yeah, you can come and ask questions about that, and we'll talk about it because there's a various opinions on that. So you can
Okay.
get the facts and make the decision for what's best for you.
Okay. Okay. I don't know
And
anyone
then,
who's done that, but I've heard about it.
yeah, I definitely do, and I've seen people that have had positive outcomes. You just got to be on top of it and make sure that
Oh.
if you do one, your family knows.
Oh, oh,
So,
oh, right, right, right. Of course, you talk about. Sure. I mean, yeah, of course you talk about it with your family. Absolutely.
Right. But see, sometimes we don't talk about stuff. We don't want to talk about what happens when. So that's we got to get out of that habit
Yeah.
and talk about it so that people are prepared and
Mhm.
know what to do and that type of thing. Make sure that if you separated from somebody, you go ahead and divorce and don't move in with somebody and live with them for 30 years. And then the old wife from or old husband from 30 years ago is entitled to everything. So just lots of different
Oh,
situations to be addressed. And we
oh.
do have an estate attorney that will be there. So that'll be a session, but then we'll also have available for one-on-ones,
Hmm.
um, meetings with attorneys, one-on-ones with realtors, one-on-ones with housing counselors. So we'll have a lot of different
Wow.
opportunities for you to get information. We have free food, we have free popcorn, yeah, and lots of great information. So I
Whoa. Well, she is driving. Oh, there she is. Okay, you're back. Oh no, you're muted. I think you probably got a phone call. Oh no. I think Latrice's phone rang and now she's muted. You're muted now. I can't okay. She might hopefully she'll come back. But that is going to be next Saturday what she's talking about in terms of the real estate. And I've known people who slowly through the years bought house after house after. In fact, the guy across the street, he owns 10 houses. And he's not a rich guy, he's just a regular guy. But I guess you buy a house and then you get a renter in or whatever. Anyway, he made enough money that he owns 10 houses. So his kids are pretty much, I'm not going to say they're set because who knows who's set, but let's just say he set them up pretty well, I would think. She's back. There you are.
I'm sorry about that. Let me spit it out real quick before my phone rings again.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so we have the ABCs of home buying. So if you're thinking about buying a house, whether it's your first time home or you
Mhm.
want to step up or step down, you can get the information on that. We have sessions for sellers, investing, real estate careers, not just being a
Oh,
realtor. So we have a
mhm.
lot of different information and sessions that'll be coming up on Saturday the 13th. And again, like I said, we have free food, we'll have door prizes, we'll have vendors there. So, and if somebody wants to be a vendor, we're still accepting vendors. So they can
Okay.
just reach out to me directly.
Okay. So that's in the Skywriter, and I appreciate you putting the link in yesterday. Feel free to put it in today as well.
Okay, I
Because you're
will.
busy, because I know you're on the road, but even if you don't, people can refer to yesterday's show. Was it
Yes,
yesterday or
ma'am.
the day before?
Day before yesterday, I think.
Day
Yes,
before
ma'am.
yesterday. Yeah.
Yep. And then at the try and that the registration is at triboardpresents.com. So I will put it in the chat. But we are also having our Realtors Week. So for our real estate professionals and those that are interested,
Mm-hmm.
join us. We have different sessions starting with going to church on Sunday at the Nehemiah Church, Kojic
Mm-hmm.
Church in Durham. They're going to go do brunch at Dane's after. Monday is our line dancing. Tuesday is politics and pancakes and politics at Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesday is day of service at a community garden. Thursday, we're going to have a Zoom for fair housing. Friday, we're going to be networking with women in real estate at Bar
Mm-hmm.
Louie, and then all leading up to Saturday the 13th. So
At the church, at the same church, Nehemiah.
at the same church,
Mhm.
Nehemiah Church. And
Okay.
all of
Excellent.
that is available at triboardpresents.com, and everything is free.
Wonderful. Thank you,
I see
Latrice.
Barb is on again.
Yeah,
Hi,
hey, Bob.
Barb.
Hi.
But I'm going to jump off now because I've got a bazillion things to do to get ready
I
for
can
tomorrow and
imagine.
this whole week.
Well, thank you for coming on, Latrice. I always appreciate it when you stop by.
Thanks for having me again. Y'all have a
Yeah,
great weekend. I hope to see people on this Saturday and every day next week.
absolutely. Okay, take
All
care.
right. Bye
Okay,
bye. You too.
bye bye.
Wow.
That was awesome. Barb, what's
Yeah, it
new?
was. Well, I saw you were live. I was trying to get my Facebook updates done, and I saw you were live, and I shared it, in our uh, group that
Excellent.
both of
Excellent.
us are in, and I wasn't sure that it worked because Facebook lately has been any hyperlinks you share, they've been taking the hyper off the link so that it's just straight
Oh,
text,
I thought
so
that
it's
was so
not
strange.
clickable. And
Oh,
they did it when I shared it this morning. But so I clicked on the link, and the link. I clicked on the image
yeah.
that came in with the link, and it actually worked. So at least it's not completely broken. But I heard they were taking links out, and I was just like, oh my God, this
No.
can't be it.
Because
So,
actually, I didn't get a chance to, but the last time you were on 2 days ago, I was going to ask you if you were having trouble with. I was having all kinds of problems with Facebook 2 days ago.
yeah,
It
me
was
too.
like it's like everything had an opaque finish to it. It wasn't clear.
Uh huh.
It was just weird. And the
I
link
had
to
pixelation as far as visuals went. I had
it.
pixelation in which it made me concerned that something was wrong with my graphics card, on
Oh,
my system. I mean, because that's normally what I would think of when I see that pixelization.
mhm.
But I checked that out. I think I've had 3 instances with online tech support this weekend.
Really?
This week, and most of it stems from there's been a lot of changes in the Edge browser as well as Chrome. So it's like the technology companies are having a big war,
They're probably
But
making changes on the fly again.
and Meta is making super changes, and
Oh,
and so I in fact yesterday, for the first time ever on Facebook, I got 4 warnings that there were issues with my profiles, and every single one of them had to do with. I've just responded to someone who asked me what the product was, where to
hmm.
find it, and I gave the name of the product and the link, and that was considered spam. And in another one was to a
Oh my
StreamYard
God.
thing, and it was just the link. Someone says,
Oh,
where
no.
can I join you or whatever, and I gave them the StreamYard link. And every one of them were bad. And I, of
So
course,
weird.
I have, as far as your listeners go, if they're using Facebook, is always contest them, always, because the AI is at work, and so it'll ask you if you want to have them to double check it, and you definitely want to do that because
Oh,
that engages a human. These
okay.
reports are coming from AI, from Meta's AI.
Hmm.
But if you're busy, like I work on Facebook, and if you're busy working and you see that come up, it's, well, needless to say, because in the whole time I've been on Facebook, I've been very careful to try and follow the guidelines, and then when I saw what it was, I was like, I knew absolutely it was in a comment, not my original post, but an actual comment. And
Wow.
one of the 4 was a post, and it was a post saying how I had used a product with the image showing the result of
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
and just referencing it. So it wasn't even it, it was not a promotion. It said I was trying to get likes and stuff for that. It was abusive. I saved all of the screenshots because it
That
was
is
quite
so,
hilarious.
and
So,
quite accusatory.
yeah, but I learned very quickly from the tech groups I'm in is that you need to, because it is the AI, you
Hmm.
need to respond to them. Don't just let them go, because as long as they're contested, that will show up to the humans that are working on it. But
Oh,
that's crazy because, especially for older people, they have no clue, and they think they've done something. And they're typically sharing other pages or groups, or sharing a link external to their feed, and or in the group that they're in. So it's quite a challenge.
Lord.
But
I just want to thank, we just got a thumbs up from the famous choreographer Louis Gaspard. So thank you so much. And watching
well,
the show, how about that? We've got famous people watching Full City Hangout.
wonderful, wonderful.
Artists.
So where are you streaming to today? Your groups in Durham, and then
Um, yeah,
YouTube.
yeah. My Drum Skywriter YouTube, Drum Skywriter Facebook, and Drum Skywriter X. Nobody says
No.
X. I'm just going to say Twitter. Nobody says
Right. You know, it's funny you
nobody.
should bring that up because yesterday I hadn't logged into Twitter in a few days, and um, there were polls going again. It's Twitter, and someone said, "Did you ever stop to think that when you look up in your browser, it says twitter.com? You know, it doesn't say
Oh.
x.com, it says twitter.com."
When I still go to Twitter, on my laptop,
Hmm.
I start typing Twitter and then it automatically loads because I have never typed x.com.
Right.
I never
And
have.
I'm sure it's just, it's the domain is pointed there, but I mean, he's made some mistakes and he should live up to that. And
Mhm.
I mean, like, that joke didn't pay off, if it was a joke, and that approach to reality didn't pay off. The rest of it, though, I mean, I saw that he Twitter/X, whatever, is actually in their news feed is coming up ranking above, like AP and traditional news sources.
Mhm.
And it was at the very top. And there was, that more people trusted it than the traditional sources. So
Not anymore.
thanks for reminding me of that because I would just like to see what, because I questioned it. I saw it come up and I thought, I gotta see this. And I didn't have time to do that. But something has to give. I mean, it's just like Facebook and, reducing the organic visibility.
Mhm.
It's particularly, it was the whole word social. You connect with your friends and neighbors, your real friends and neighbors. And if you take those away, just the organic approach with that,
Mhm.
it's pretty pathetic. Well, I mean, we're experiencing it now. And
Yeah.
I think the older people who have, I mean, personally, I have been beginning to feel that they're picking on people over 50 years old. They wanted a younger audience because TikTok has a younger draw. And
Well,
and the reason I say they're
yes.
picking on them
Yeah.
is because more of them don't have the technology, haven't embraced technology to the level that the younger ones have. And just like I said with the AI, what it can do and has demonstrated, they wouldn't know any better. No, and it's why shake people up like that? To me, they're like picking on generations in particular.
Well, the weird thing is with the older people, maybe a lot of us have not embraced all there is available with social media. But on the other hand, a lot of the young folks are really falling prey to a lot of tricks, a lot of
Right.
goodness, because
Exactly.
they haven't developed discernment. A
Yes,
lot of,
ma'am.
and they care too much about what certain people say about certain things.
Exactly.
And that's true in real life too, and that's where bullying comes into play.
Yeah.
But that's taught at home, hopefully, and hopefully in school as well. But
Well, it doesn't seem to be catching on because, I mean, I just look at where we are today and uh,
I
the
think we all,
technology companies have gotten out of hand. I'm
yeah,
sorry, but I mean, I've been a part of that revolution, and it was 4 years ago, it was acting much more responsibly than it is now. So
yeah.
I don't know. So we'll have to see.
I,
But
I think it's like anything else. You have to become aware if you're not already aware of what's going
mhm.
on and the way that people are being drawn into the wrong circles. And um, it seems to, and this happens in real life too, sometimes people react more strongly to negative information or negative prompts or whatever. And I think a lot of people aren't even aware that they're responding more to negativity than positivity. I think it negative impulses somehow, I don't know, have more weight with some people.
Wow,
And
that's sad.
well,
That
yeah,
is.
I think it's because people like to feel special and they like to feel better, and I'm talking not just politics, I mean in a lot of things. Um, and I think sometimes people like to join bullies because they themselves don't want to be bullied. And, I think that's more like the follower types. And I'm not saying that being a follower is bad, but I think there are probably a lot more followers than leaders in terms of personality traits. So I just think we need to be more self aware of how we interact with social media and the internet. And,
Yes, I
and,
agree with that.
and I think when we become more aware of how we're interacting, I think we would do better and follow far fewer people, and at least follow people that are closer to our
In
uh,
alignment with what we're doing, yeah.
yeah, instead of just watching uh, all the negative stuff happening in the world. Speaking of negative stuff, right before I went on the air, I got a notification that an earthquake has hit New York and New Jersey.
Yeah, I saw that.
Um,
I
was
had a
it a
couple.
bad one? Or I can't imagine New York having an earthquake.
Well, there's quite a few weather phenomenons going on anymore too. It's kind of, you never know. And I saw some of my friends reporting that, and I never, since you mentioned it, I have not actually. My typical routine is very first when I log on to go to news.google.com just to see what's, coming in
Hmm.
from all around the world, and I didn't do that today.
Well, it looks like it was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake
Wow,
from Philadelphia to New York. Wow.
that's not good. I wonder how Eileen's doing.
Oh, yeah, she's in Philly. Ooh,
Yeah,
hope she's okay.
yeah, I didn't look at
4.8
that.
is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, it just came across. AccuWeather just came up. It said for New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. It rattles. And you said Philadelphia was on your news source?
Yes. It says Philadelphia to New
Oh,
York.
there it says. Yeah, and this one
Uh,
is breaking from AccuWeather, and it cites the new. It struck near Lebanon, New Jersey, and then it's got and which is 48 miles west of New York City, and it says it's got New York City. I wonder if it did any damage in New York City.
looks like they're
So
expanding
people
at
from
least for this.
yeah, I had a friend in
Now they're
Massachusetts.
saying,
Yeah,
well, now it's saying New England to
yeah, because I
DC.
mm-hmm. I
Whoa.
have one of my friends was from
Whoa.
Massachusetts, and they felt it, and
Whoa.
yeah, all the way to Philadelphia. So I have another friend that's doing a
Ooh.
live event thing this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I hope it's not
oh,
affected. I mean, I don't really know. Well, I guess I'll watch the news story
yeah,
after I end the show. But I was just watching, what was it, Taiwan yesterday, with buildings
right.
being leveled and at awkward tilts. There's one building that was at a 45-degree angle. That was scary. Actually, I saw two buildings, and one
Oh,
had
they
a
said
glass.
that one that was at a 45-degree angle, that came up as the false news thing on my from Google yesterday. It was an old picture somebody had done. And
Really?
that gets back to the topic.
Ooh, I
That
got
gets us back to the topic about all that stuff online that you have to actually check things out before you share them, because they could be something that's old and you're thinking you're doing the right thing, and it hasn't been researched.
I got you.
And
I
and
thought
then that becomes a trending news topic. Oh well, these people on Facebook. You know,
well, I didn't
just
share it, thank goodness. But yeah, that is something that I had come across. So, wow.
wow. Yeah. Well, I have that free course, Udemy course coupon group that I update on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And there was a new course in there today by a young instructor, very young, and
Mm-hmm.
he is a YouTube star
Okay.
as a young man already. And I was just I had taken one other of his courses, but he's using ChatGPT and vidIQ
Mm-hmm.
to help him produce content quickly. I ended up enrolling in and completing that course since I've been up this morning. It's now
Wow.
here. It's 10:43 a.m. and it was a 2.5 hour course. But
Whoa.
I listened to it at 1.5 speed. You know,
Mhm.
so.
That's smart.
But it was, he was very easy to follow. It's excellent. And what he proposes is to create a 7-day challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And for 6 days, he goes through all the steps that, you have to take in getting this content done. And on the 7th day, you'll rest.
Oh.
And so that's the final lesson in the course. And I thought, how ironic. I mean, because this is a youngster now, and he's saying, you got to have a day of rest. That's all there is to it.
Well, yeah, because so many YouTubers are getting all burnt out because
Mm-hmm.
they're bending to the algorithms. They're feeling that they have to produce every single day. I mean, even with your 9 to 5 by law, you can't work 7 days in a row.
Yeah.
That's by law. It is in the United States.
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, the YouTubers, I can see the addiction very quickly because Peter 𝗫𝗧, do you remember him from Blab? Professor 𝗫𝗧? Because
I wrote down his name. I do have
Yeah.
it sitting here.
Well, he has, he was with us on Blab, and he was a teacher at that time. He was a teacher at a university in California,
Mm-hmm.
and from the whole month of it started right at the beginning, I think, of March,
Mm-hmm.
and he decided to approach the things that were going on in the world based on his education and experience,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing it in such a he registers as an independent, but he is on the conservative side. He's mostly concerned about education, of course, because that's where he came from,
Yeah.
and sharing what actually happened to him, and his subscriber count. I mean, it went up from I think it was 12,000 or 13,000 subscribers to almost it's over 200,000 now a month later.
Yeah.
And he's been putting videos up I shouldn't say religiously, but constantly every day. He's been putting up a new video and a short, pretty much following the formula that this young kid that has the Udemy course has said works, and he shows how he's using vidIQ to show actually to grab current content from the internet through ChatGPT, and so it has.
Oh, so it does a lot more than just keywords.
Oh, yeah, it has a whole AI writing thing to do your video scripts and to actually plan your content for your videos. And I mean, it's incredible and that's just in the free version. I know I have the free version, but I haven't looked at it in a while because I use TubeBuddy primarily.
I do too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I have a lifetime subscription to it because I got into it when it was really early on. So, there's no way I'm going to change from that. But to add that, to use both of them, why not? I mean, compare them to each other.
Why not, indeed?
And it was an excellent course. And you know me, I've taken a lot of courses.
Mm-hmm.
But a young person, he didn't stutter. He used picture-in-a-picture. He was down in the corner with his PowerPoint presentation on there, 9 out of 10 frames, it was, but just, I was impressed because it's there's some really brilliant young people out there that are doing the right stuff. And so I don't want to pick on them. I just think don't leave the older generations out of the picture because, it's working together that makes it all all happen. So
Well, when it comes to the internet and all this sort of technology, it's foolish to just assume that the old folks don't know anything. Who do they think invented and came up with that?
yeah, well, I was one of the older ones back
Yeah,
in the 80s, but I
it's not like it
just
was just invented yesterday.
and
Somebody,
that's they get really, it's like they can't believe, but yeah, I have a doctorate degree in aging with technology.
there you go.
But anyway, well, I'm going to have to take off, but you have a great day. I just,
Thank you for stopping
um,
by. I always like when you stop by, Barbie.
yeah,
Like I said, something good.
I'm all focused on balloon festivals this weekend. And
Ooh,
there's one down in Cordell, Georgia, that the whole theme of it is on the watermelon. It's the watermelon hot air
ooh,
balloon. So
okay.
it's the world's
I can't
world's
imagine.
watermelon capital. So
So somebody's going to have a watermelon designed balloon, do you think?
yeah, I did some with ChatGPT with the Dolly 3 this morning because I wanted to have
Bet you
an
did.
image. Yeah, I wanted to have an image of reflecting the balloon festival down there. But
Nice.
to have an actual melon, think about it. It's just oblonged, and it's like, would that really? I mean, it's the same as. Oh, I guess I should do this because I love dill pickles. I should do a Mr. Pickle balloon. and see,
You should.
and see, because that's an oblong shape too. You know what I'm thinking of. I
Well,
should try it.
actually, the little watermelons are
Yeah,
round
they're round. Yeah, that's
and
true.
a little
Oh,
cute.
and those are so juicy too.
Yes.
That's a particular strain. I love those. Those are super sweet.
Yeah.
But I love watermelon, and I have lots of friends who are actually flying in that event this weekend. And thank heavens they have great weather. So
Are you able to fly here and there to go to a lot of balloon events, or do you just
not
it's just
anymore. Not with my health. I just
oh
I can't. Doing things for any long period of time isn't
okay.
a thing for me. So I have to rely on the virtual side of it pretty
That's
much
fun.
anymore. So.
Has anyone ever done a live stream from a balloon, or is that
Oh,
up
yeah,
to, or is that
lots
up
of
to
them. There are lots of them on YouTube, and lots of you. I think you're in the balloon talk group of my
I'll have to
community. You
check
have
it out.
balloonists there, but yeah, they're doing. The kids are, especially the younger generations, have definitely latched onto that. They'll have somebody in the basket that's recording while they're live. Yeah.
Because I've seen plenty of balloon footage, but it's always from the ground.
No, they have now. There's lots of action shots, especially in the commercial balloon pilots. They will have someone in charge of the pictures and video on there who
Yeah.
is capturing, shots of the passengers and
Mm.
the countryside, uh, and then the pilot, sharing his story and so forth. So no, they're out there. They're all over YouTube, and they're on Facebook as well. So,
Awesome. I will make sure that I check them out.
all right, you have a good weekend.
You too, Barb. I'll see you
Uh-huh.
real soon.
All righty, bye bye.
Take care. That's fun. I love it when people drop by. That's why it's called Bull City Hangout, not Bull. Well, actually, when I first started this, it was called Bull City News. I think that's what I called it. And basically, I would just run through what's happening in Durham. And I think I used to say, I'm going to, within 5 minutes, I'm going to give you, as much information as possible and then leave. And then when COVID started, I realized that people needed to talk to each other. People were, cooped up in their homes and whatnot. So Bull City News became Bull City Hangout. So I love it when people drop by. If you'd like to drop by, I do Bull City Hangout at noon on weekdays, 10 a.m. on Saturdays. So tomorrow's show, let's see. Let me make sure. I'm supposed to be in Chapel Hill taking pictures. Let's see. Oh, it's May, April. Oh, yeah. I'll be doing the show at 10 tomorrow because I don't have to be in Chapel Hill until around 1. So with that, have a beautiful day. Check on your elders And I'll see you tomorrow at 10 for Bull City Hangout. And don't forget to read the Durham Skywriter at durhamskywriter.com. Ciao for now.